Hello, welcome to Biology, the scientific study of life. Viruses, viroids, and prions are formidable pathogens in animals and plants. Diseases caused by viral infections afflict humans, agriculture, crops, and livestock worldwide. Other smaller, less complex entities known as viroids and prions also cause disease in plants and animals. Viral diseases in animals. The link between a viral infection and the symptoms it produces is often obscure. Viruses may damage or kill cells by causing the release of hydrolytic enzymes from lysosome. Some viruses cause infected cells to produce toxins that lead to disease symptoms, and some have molecular components that are toxic, such as envelope proteins. How much damage a virus causes depends partly on the ability of the infected tissue to regenerate by cell division. People usually recover completely from colds because the epithelium of the respiratory tract which the viruses infect can efficiently repair itself. In contrast, damage inflicted by poliovirus to mature nerve cells is permanent because these cells do not divide and usually cannot be replaced. Many of the temporary symptoms associated with viral infections, such as fever and aches, actually result from the body's own efforts as defending itself against infections. The immune system is a complex and critical part of the body's natural defenses. The immune system is also the basis for the major medical tool for preventing viral infections. Vaccines are harmful variants or derivatives of pathogenic microbes that stimulate the immune system to mount defenses against the actual pathogen. Vaccination has eradicated smallpox at one time, a devastating scourge in many parts of the world. The viruses that cause smallpox, polio, and measles infect only humans. This very narrow host range was critical to the successful effort of the World Health Organization to eradicate smallpox. Similar worldwide vaccination campaigns currently are underway to eradicate the other two viruses as well. Effective vaccines are also available against rubella, mumps, hepatitis B, and a number of other viral diseases. Although vaccines can prevent certain viral illness, medical technology can do little at present to cure most viral infections. Once they occur, the antibiotics that help us recover from bacterial infections are powerless against viruses. Antibiotics kill bacteria by inhibiting enzyme catalyzed processes specific to the pathogens, but viruses have few or no enzymes of their own. However, a few drugs effectively combat certain viruses. Most antiviral drugs resemble nucleosides and as a result interfere with viral nucleic acid synthesis. One such drug is acyclovir, which embeds herpes reproduction by inhibiting the viral polymers that synthesizes viral DNA. Similarly, azidothymidine acid, short term, causes HIV reproduction by interfering with the synthesis of DNA by reverse transcripts or transcriptase. In the past 10 years, much effort has gone into developing drugs against HIV cure. The multi-drug treatments, sometimes called cocktails, have been found to be most effective, such as commonly includes a combination of two nucleoside mimics and protease inhibitor, which interferes with an enzyme required for assembly of virus particles. Emerging viruses that appear suddenly or that suddenly come to the attention of medical scientists are often referred to as emerging viruses. HIV, the AIDS virus, is a classic example. This virus appeared in San Francisco in the early 1980s, seemingly out of nowhere. The deadly Ebola virus, recognized initially in 1976 in Central Africa, is one of several emerging viruses that cause hemorrhagic fever and often fatal syndrome, characterized by fever, vomiting, massive bleeding, and circulatory system collapse. A number of other dangerous new viruses cause encephalitis, inflammation of the brain. One example is the West Nile virus, which appeared for the first time in North America in 1999 and has spread to all 48 contiguous states in the US. An even more recent viral disease to emerge is severe acute respiratory syndrome SARS, which first appeared in southern China in November 22. Notice this figure. During a global outbreak from November 22 to July 23, about 8,000 people were known to be infected, of whom more than 700 subsequently died. Researchers quickly identified the agents causing SARS as a coronavirus virus, which with a single-stranded RNA genome 5 class that was not previously known to cause disease in humans. From where and how do such viruses burst on the human scene, giving rise to previously rare or unknown diseases? Their processes contribute to the emergence of viral disease. First, the mutation of existing viruses is a major source of this new disease. RNA viruses tend to have an unusually high rate of mutation because errors in replicating their RNA genomes are not corrected by proofreading. Some mutations enable existing viruses to evolve into new genetic virus strains that can cause disease in an individual who had developed immunity to the ancestral virus. Follow epidemics, for instance, are caused by new strains of influenza virus genetically different enough from earlier strains that people have little immunity to them. Another source of new viral diseases is the spread of existing viruses from one host species to another. Scientists estimate that about 3/4 of new human diseases originate in other animals. For example, hantavirus is common in rodents, especially deer mice. The population of deer mice in the southwestern United States exploded in 1993 after unusually wet weather increased the rodents' food supply. Many people who inhaled dust containing traces of urine and feces from infected mice became infected with a hantavirus, and dozens died. The source of the SARS causing virus has still undetermined as of spring 2024, although candidates include the exotic animals found in food markets in China, and early 24 brought reports of first causes people in Southeast Asia infected with a flu virus previously seen only in bears. If this virus evolves so that it can spread easily from person to person, the potential for a major human outbreak is significant indeed. Evidence is strong that the follow pandemic of 1980-1990, which killed about 40 million people, originated in bears. Finally, the dissemination of a viral disease from a small isolated population can lead to widespread epidemics. For instance, AIDS went unnamed and virtually unnoticed for decades before it began to spread around the world. In this case, technological and social factors, including affordable international travel, blood transfusion, sexual promiscuity, and the abuse of intravenous drugs allowed a previously rare human disease to become a global scourge. Those emerging viruses are generally not new, rather they are existing viruses that mutate, spread to new host species, or disseminate more widely in the current host species. Changes in host behavior or environmental changes can increase the viral traffic responsible for emerging diseases. For example, new routes through remote areas can allow viruses to spread between previously isolated human populations. Another problem is the destruction of forests to expand cropland and environmental disturbance that brings humans to contact with other animals that may host viruses capable of infecting humans. Back to SARS, severe acute respiratory syndrome, a recently emerging viral disease. Notice this first picture. Young pilot students in Hong Kong wear face masks to protect themselves from the virus causing SARS. Notice also another figure. The SARS causing agent is a coronavirus like this one, colorized TAM. So named for the corona of a glycoprotein spikes protruding from the envelope. Okay, thanks.